Okay, Sistas fans, this is my review for last night's episode, Season 4, Episode 16, Look Closely. And I will probably fly through this review because if you watch my live stream or if you were tweeting with me live on Twitter last night, you will know that I did not like this episode. This was the worst kind of filler. You had characters saying and doing things that made me go, wait a minute, but didn't that contradict, what was established over the past, few episodes? And hell, there were things that went down in last week's episode that were incredibly contradicted in this one. And as much as I say I don't want to talk about the Q and Maurice stuff and the Calvin stuff, why did that take up a noticeable part of the episode, especially the last one? So, without further ado, make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all, that way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And let's try to get through this as painlessly as possible because I'm recording this video 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I think once I get ready to post it, I want to check out some other content creators to see if I'm the only one in this boat. But based on the live stream and tweets, a lot of people felt the same way as I did. So we start off in the grocery store. The two women who are Spelman college students, which is apparently the college that Danny, Sabrina, and the other girls went to. So I guess, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we got confirmation of where they went to school. So they're just in awe of Sabrina, and Sabrina's dumbfounded by the whole thing. Danny is like, wow, this is like Eddie Murphy and Black Panther all rolled into one. She's just excited for Sabrina with a prince, and she looks it up online and it's legit. Danny's asked to take a photo of the girls and Sabrina, who is barely giving a smile, and I'm just like, nah man, hey, you better smile like I don't know what, because this is something else. And she's like, she's not sure what to do, and I was waiting. I'm like, please. I was waiting for her to say something about Calvin. I was just waiting for that to come out of her mouth because that's how the character is usually written. But she says, well, actually, I'm having dinner with him. He's coming over tomorrow, and I don't know, he didn't tell me for a reason, so I'll just handle the situation then. And Danny, she's like, hey, how about we keep this between us for right now, and I don't want other girls to know yet. And I'm thinking, but didn't you tell Bio in the last episode over the phone, well, actually, a couple episodes ago, the whole flower truck thing, hey, if I donate all these flowers to the local hospital in return, I want to see you tonight. Hey, that's great. I got something to do with my girls first, but once I finish with them, I'll give you a call, and you can come over to my place, and I'll make dinner. That was in the last episode, but in this episode, she's saying, oh, tomorrow night, Bio's coming over. Okay. Danny obviously wants to, use this to gloat, rub it in their faces, you're dating a prince, and it's legit, and, I don't know. Okay, so Andy, is at the jail with Fatima. She's saying that, oh, I can't get a visit with Zach until the morning. Fatima, she's just fidgety. She wants to see her man now, and she requests that she call Robin. And it's like, look, I don't want to call him, to get bug him because he said he's working on it. But she does call and says, hey, Fatima got out, but he does admit that. Sorry, a plane passing over. He does admit the Zach situation is a bit more complicated. The guy who owes him a favor, well, he's not returning his calls yet, so we might not be able to do anything until tomorrow morning. So he wants to see her tonight, and they'll try to arrange, obviously Andy to come over or him to come over to the hotel. Whatever the situation, they'll see each other tonight. So Fatima, showing how down she is for, Zach wants to use some contacts to bust his ass out, which at one hand is like, oh wow, that's kind of romantic, but on the other hand it's stupid because look, you literally just got out of jail. You want to do something that could possibly get Zach in more heat or you in trouble. But I think the sweetest thing was when she didn't even want to leave. She wanted to stay at the jail all night if it meant seeing Zach first thing in the morning. I thought that was great. But Andy did make a great point. Look, you went through a lot today. You need to go to go home and get some rest. And Fatima's like, I need to go by the office. My cell phone's there. And Andy's like, well, Hayden's still there. The last thing you need to do is get back in jail after you just got out. So how about this? I'll go by or something, get it for you, and you go home. And somebody actually tweeted this, and I thought, I didn't think about this, so it would make sense. How is Fatima's cell phone at the office when she literally got arrested and taken to jail before she even made it to her office desk. Because remember, she came in, Hayden rolled up on her, then she got taken away. Again, continuity. That's the second one already. The first one being the Sabrina bio date thing. So we go over to what's it called, Proud, the gay bar or whatever. Maurice comes in, and I'm thinking the first thing, so you left Q there alone? I mean, obviously, still don't know why his ass is allowed to stay at your apartment, but you left Q alone with all your stuff. I mean, you could argue, well, Jeremy, maybe Maurice didn't worry about it due to the fact that since Q would just get caught, you know, because of that ankle bracelet and whatnot, for him not being at the apartment, he would get arrested. So, oh, there's no worry about him being left alone with all this stuff. I don't know, that's possible. But regardless, I think Chris is the name of the bartender. He goes over there and talks to him about it. And before they can really get into the conversation, Calvin is name dropped, and then Calvin just falls over on the table drunk, and you know, he's going on about the whole, you know, love is love. And I'm just sitting here like, you got Sabrina, who is dating a future king, and Calvin is acting like a queen, if you ask me. But him and Calvin kind of go back and forth about the whole Q situation, about you need to be at home because he's there, all the stuff. And I'm thinking, first of all, yeah, it was messed up for Calvin to say Q can stay, and then Calvin decides to bounce. And then, well, Maurice, you're the one that left Q there alone, instead of just calling the cops to straighten this entire situation out. And thankfully, Chris is talking like us, is like, wait, you're allowing Q to stay with you after everything that went down? So I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of checked out in this scene, not to mention the next scene. But look, again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm half-assing it, because that's not what I do here on the channel. Like, I really go in depth, but when there's nothing to really talk about and we're giving not really good material, I'm not gonna harp on it. So yeah, so Calvin leaves. Thankfully, he gets like a ride share or something, because I think he's drunk. Well, I mean, not that I think he's drunk, but you know, he obviously in no condition to drive. And I think Maurice says he's going to be fine because his vehicle was still the apartment complex anyway. So Maurice gets up and dances or something. So we go over to Aaron and Karen, and I know a lot of people say, man, the Aaron and Karen scenes are boring. Sometimes I say that too, but I feel like, yeah, this time, I think this was the moment of the episode where I realized they're going to be dragging their feet the entire time, because of the fact that I'm like, okay, so how long are we going to stay on this scene? Because you got Aaron, he's drawing Karen, and you know, she's eating pickles, and it turns out, oh, well, I'm drawing you, but you when you're older. And then she looks at it, and then it turns out, like, upon closer inspection, everything that he drew was actually, like, you know, words. I mean, I love that kind of art where it's like words or phrases that make up a picture, and the more that Karen reads, the more overcome with, you know, emotion, you know, in terms of like talking about the baby and how, you know, oh, the baby was created in confusion, but he's going to have, or, you know, the baby is going to have so much love and this and that. I checked out. I mentally checked out. I was literally looking at the episode in this scene, but I wasn't. But long story short, make love to me, and then that's the end of the scene. I'm sorry. Look, again, maybe I'll do a separate video. I'll rewatch the scene and see if there's really something to talk about, but there wasn't anything here. It's just like, okay, this episode, we're really going to drag this thing. So El Fuego goes over to the penthouse. Oh, hello, you called earlier? And he's being all professional, and it's legit. And it's kind of weird, because this was a scene where I'm like, okay, we're really going to keep up with the continuity issues. So El Fuego comes in, and Andy breaks down what needs to be done, and you know, she's impressed that El Fuego's professional and got the gadgets, because remember, after she called him on the phone and hung up, I bet he ain't even got no tools, but he came in there like a pro. And for that one shady scene people were talking about where he puts his briefcase down, it was just a blink and you miss it moment. I called it in the freaking trailer breakdown and in the video I posted yesterday. But you know, he gets to work, and you know, the girls are actually, you know, called up, and you know, he has a brief moment where he talks about Danny and the fact that, you know, she treats me like shit, and then Andy's like, oh, well, you know, usually that means she likes you if she does that, but that didn't come from me. Again, if you watch the promo, you know what's up. So he's getting to work, and you know, he's not finding anything yet. So the girls ask what he's doing there, and then Andy, you know, Sabrina is really the one who's being judgmental, and then Andy, who acts like she's on a high horse, you shouldn't be judging him. And I'm like, Nick, Andy, you were just doing that like a couple seconds ago before he literally put you in your place. Like, I know you were smart in school, but, what happened? Well, I got out of school. I couldn't get a job, so I had to do what I had to do to take care of myself. And once my electronic business, kicks off, really builds its way up, once it really gets off the ground, that's when he'll retire from Club Eaton. So it's just one of those things where, yeah, Andy, you were literally being so harshly judgmental. And now all of a sudden you're telling the girls, you shouldn't judge him, he's legit. But in any case, it gets to the conversation of, hey, we need to go see Karen. The whole thing about her trying to get Zach back. She's trying to get back with him. And then they're like, so how can we try? I mean, we've already talked about the whole thing of reminding her about the bad times. And Sabrina's like, and the STDs. I'm like, is that the only song you know? Why do y'all keep doing this about Zach? Gosh. But yeah, nothing's working. But they're like, oh yeah, we got a key, so we're gonna go over there right now and surprise her because she's not answering the phone. And I stopped by the salon and they say she came in that morning, but she's disappeared. Nobody's seen her all day. And then Andy's like, yeah, it's strange she hasn't called. And I'm like, Andy, she was literally standing in your office with you last week, or in the Sistas world, a few hours ago. Like, she literally rolled up to your job, saw the Zach situation, then you went to your office, explained everything. So why are you acting like you haven't seen hide nor hair of Karen all day? It was weird. Like, some people are like, maybe Andy doesn't want to tell the girls everything, but she literally spilled the tea about, Fatima, Hayden, and Zach in the last episode. I don't know, but it was just, I was just scratching my head like, wait, what? So El Fuego finishes up. There's actually no bugs in the apartment, which is weird because the girls are like, how long is this going to take? He says like 10 minutes, but then not even 10 seconds later, he comes back over and says the place is clean. And then Danny rolls up on El Fuego to talk, and it's like, hey, how about you take me to dinner? We could talk about this and that. And he's like, no, how about I come over to your place and you make me a home-cooked meal? And I'm like, you know what? There we go, El Fuego. Put her in her place. There she goes, trying to get somebody else some free food, just like with the whole Logan situation. How about I take you out, but you're paying? Then how is that taking me out? So, in any case, we go over to Andy calling Robin, and the fact that, I don't think we can meet tonight because our girls are really going through something. Well, how about you come over to the hotel room? No, but she does make the offer for him to come over to her place later on, so they'll spend the night together. And he mentions that he's going to have fun with his game with Hayden, which he's about to start right now. But I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do until I come see you in person, because I want to see your face light up when I tell you. So this was probably my favorite scene of the episode, when Robin goes up to Hayden in his office just to talk about, hey man, I heard about what happened earlier today, so what went down? So he really gets into detail about the whole situation about Fatima and Zach, and he just bigs himself up like, you know what, this girl, she went crazy over me. We just were together one time, and her thug boyfriend came in here and tried to rough me up, but you know what, after Fatima, I just started dating white girls. And I think he says something where, like, he's dating somebody in the office, and it's like, y'all mess around here? Yeah, we do, but I know there's no fraternization policy they have here, so I keep it under wraps. But they're pretty much having guy talk / water cooler talk. And remember, Robin is acting like he's the new guy, so he doesn't really know what's going on. And he talks about the whole thing about being gay and not being into Andy like that. Oh, I like her shoes, but then he tries to say he finds Hayden attractive, and he's like, nah man, I don't swing that way. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. And it's like awkward, but it's funny because Chris, aka Hayden, his facial expressions are what make the character just so likable. Again, I don't love the character, it's just the fact that he adds a level of comedy that used to be what Maurice's expertise was in season 1 before Tyler just went crazy with the character. But yeah, Hayden's facial expressions are what make his scenes, because I'm thinking like, how could the other actors not crack up? It's just hilarious. And then the fact that Robin was able to keep a straight face, again, hilarious. So Hayden does say something about an email about an important meeting tomorrow, and that probably will lead to something. And Robin leaves. So then we go over to Zach calling Fatima from jail, and some people are pointing this out. It's like, yo, is Fatima wearing Zach's shirt? And I'm like, oh, that's adorable. But he's glad she got out. This scene, while sweet, kind of like the rest of the episode, it did kind of get a bit repetitive because Fatima's apologizing for everything, and Zach's like, no, don't apologize. That fool got what he deserved. I've been locked up before. You know, man, I mean, I got this money, I got contacts, I want to make bail and get out of here. Wait until the next episode, Zach. But, you know, he wishes that he could be there with her right now. And he's like, wait, you didn't stay at the jail? I wanted to, but Andy made me leave. Yeah, okay. That was funny. But hashtag free Zach. And I thought that was great because that just demonstrates how, you know, I feel like not just Tyler Perry, but probably the actors, they got their fingers on the vein or the pulse of the audience, because I'm thinking, man, DeVal must have known like how many people would be like hashtag free Zach and free Fatima once they were locked up, because obviously these things were written and filmed way in advance. So I just love how that was written into the show. And, you know, he just reassures her that, hey, I'm going to get out of here. I just need you to tell me some positivity, get that affirmation book. No, I don't need a book to say that I love you. And, you know, that was, I just love the scene. It was sweet. But it's just sad because if Zach didn't do what he did at the law firm, and we know Fatima would have gotten out as she did, this would have been their first night together in this new place. Because it's like, yeah, we can move into our house. No, it's your house. I don't see a ring on his finger. So I'm like, what? Are we hinting at a proposal here? But no. For real. Because remember, him and Preston got done with the house, and, you know, he didn't know she was locked up at the time. And it's like, yeah, I can't wait for Fatima to get off work so I can surprise her. This could have been their first night in the new place, but nope. All right, then we get to the last scene. I'm not going to harp on this long. This was an awful scene. This was a cringy scene. It was an uncomfortable scene to sit through. Calvin comes home drunk. Q's on the couch, and I'm thinking, so what man lays on the couch like that? You know, his legs are up and everything, or his like knees are up, and like you can see his, you know, area, and I'm just, what? So he comes in there, he blabs on about Sabrina, proving like, you know, I tell no matter how many times I say I'm not gay, you know, like I gotta prove myself, she don't believe me. It's like, well, I'm not gay either. Yes, you are. No, I'm gay for pay. I'm like cash sexual. They have a good laugh, and then they bring up the whole vibrator thing, and, you know, yo, man, I don't want nobody. There's a do not enter sign on my behind. Not gonna lie, that scene was kind of funny, but I mean, that line was kind of funny, but at the same time, this scene just played out way longer than it needed to. I honestly thought the episode would have ended with the girls walking in on Aaron and Karen, but no, we just kept on going with this thing. And I don't know if this was Tyler just trying to drag out the episode time, or perhaps lead up to another Calvin scene that will go viral. Guys, I wasn't a fan of this scene at all. But then as Calvin is about to leave to go to his room to lay down, because Q does give him some water because his mouth is dry from being drunk, he's like, you know what, I can show you. Wait, what? And I'm thinking, wait, I don't even want to deal with that. I don't even want to touch this scene. It was awful. So yeah, 2 out of 10. Let me know how you felt about the episode. It definitely took a few steps back and made it hard to defend season 4B, because a lot of people are like, yo, man, this season is trash and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. This won't for me. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. The Robin and Hayden and the Zach and Fatima scene were my only scenes I actually liked. So like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.